Hey y'all, and welcome back to Coffee, Cards, and Clarity. I'm going to be doing a general reading again today. I've enjoyed these last few readings. They are different than doing a specific zodiac sign, but like I said yesterday, I didn't want anybody to miss the message if they only click on things that have their zodiac sign in them, unless it's for a general reading. So I had a lot of messages that wanted to come out, and I'm just doing readings until those messages that have been fighting to come out have come out. So hopefully I can get these messages out, and we will then move on to some new energy. If this resonates with you, please hit like, share, and subscribe, and understand that some of it can resonate and some of it may not. So only take the things that resonate for you, and it's perfectly acceptable to just leave everything else that doesn't resonate behind. So these are the cards that wanted to come through. So we have Yin. So the Divine Feminine has made her appearance. We have time to go. And this message has been coming through quite a bit. There's someone in this connection, or there's someone that is feeling that it's time to go, time to... it doesn't necessarily mean, we'll have to wait and see what cards come through. It doesn't necessarily mean time to go from this relationship, but it may mean time to go for now, as in a pause, or it may mean time to go, time to get started on your Pentacles, or time to get started on writing that book. Whatever it is, they'll come through. But whatever it is, the word time to go is wanting to come through. The fates have come through. So this is a destined connection. This is fated. Happy. So, here we go. So the Divine Masculine has come through as well. We have Yang. And we have a leg up. Making room for all of this energy. I usually only like 2 or 3, but these are what wanted to come through. So a leg up. We have the Divine Feminine. We have the Divine Masculine here. We have the fates. Okay, so when something is destined and fated, it's usually up to divine timing, right? And so divine timing is letting you know it. This kind of came through in another reading a few days ago. TikTok. Okay, it's time to go. So when I said, you guys have been, activated, like it may have been a connection and you both were in a state of pause, or being like Angelic Revelation 144 in her deck, in one of her decks, there's the Lone Wolf. So you may have been having some moments like that, but this card is coming through. It's a 45, so that goes to a 9. So it's time to complete something. It's time to go. It's time to move on to that next path, that next stage. And it will lead, this is fated and destined, and it will lead to happy. The masculine being happy and the feminine being happy. And Spirit is here to try to give you a leg up. Okay? That's what's coming through with these cards. Let me start pulling from the tarot. I think, and I hope I'm making the right decision. I think I would like to use this deck to do the tarot cards. Some of the meanings are different than the way that I would interpret, or the way that I would... Okay, so these already came out. We have Awakening, Archangel Gabriel. Look at things from a different perspective, a temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. So we just had that with, what I said, sometimes we're in a moment of pause. So that would be the temporary standstill. That's when that's happened. That's what you're in. You're in a temporary standstill. 5 of Water is the next card that came through. Things not turning out the way you'd hoped. Not seeing the positive in a situation. Are you crying over spilled milk? Okay, let's see what else wants to come through. We have the 5 of Air. An unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation and review everyone's motives. Two of Fire. You've come into your own. New partnerships or contracts. Continue to move forward. Okay. Let's get one more card for the top row, unless more want to come through. And then we will start getting the counterparts energy. And you're going to have to determine and be the one to discern whether you are the energy on the top row or whether you are the energy on the bottom row, okay? In a general reading, I can't really, I try to give enough information so it's obvious, but like I said, if something doesn't resonate, leave that, okay? So we have the Four of Earth, being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, and giving to those less fortunate. We also have Justice with Archangel Raguel. Okay, fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right and stand up for your beliefs. We have some action and movement happening here. We have the Chariot coming through, Archangel Metatron. An important achievement, self-discipline and willpower and public recognition. That came through yesterday with our reading as well. A lot of hard work, and they were being proud of themselves because they had accomplished something. They'd moved on from something that was so negative and bad for them. The devil energy had come through, and the feeling of lack with the Five of Pentacles was coming through, being out in the cold and feeling lack. And so what they've done is the number 13, they have released it. The end of a phase or a situation, spiritual transformation, and time to move on. So we did see that. This top row, the energy has 4 major arcana. Okay. I only wanted one more card, but when 4 came through, I went ahead and took that for the top row. The top row has 4 major arcana. Okay, let's get the energy for the bottom row that wants to come through, and then we will go ahead and read the cards with some clarification. Okay, we have ego. A false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. This is kind of turning out exactly the same way it was yesterday, with the top row working on overcoming some sort of an addiction, and the bottom row worried about losing what they had. If they were afraid yesterday, the reading, they were afraid that if they would take that leap of faith, that they would lose everything, and they didn't want to lose everything. So they were hoarding money is not the right word. Stingy is not the right word. What came through was they were very scared. They were very scared. So that's also coming through again today with the ego card. They were showing that they were overly focused on their material situation. We have the Two of Water, a relationship that continues to grow closer. Forgiveness, the positive resolution of a conflict. We also had that coming through yesterday. So let's see what else wants to come through for the bottom row's energy. Whoa, okay. Let me get these cards out first. Okay, we have the Two of Earth, which is too much going on at once, and you need to make a decision and can consider a more playful approach. So that's what's for the bottom row that is kind of overly worried about their material things and not wanting to lose things. This came out yesterday too in a different deck on the bottom row. The Sun, happy outcome, brilliant new ideas that lead to success, and have confidence in yourself. I'm using a different deck, and we're basically getting the exact same reading. Let's see. Knight of Water, emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, and contemplative. Falling in love or a wedding proposal. The need to balance emotions, an invitation to a social event. And we had movement, like the when the Chariot came through yesterday. For the top row, we had that they were moving, like moving to a new life, moving to a new community. And another card came through from another deck that said water. And I had said at that time that the counterpart that had moved, either maybe moved locations, moved states, moved something, but they were going to end up being closer to water. Okay, so the Knight of Water has come through. Let's see. I guess let's get 3 more cards, please, Spirit. 3 more cards. We have the Ten of Earth. A very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. That's beautiful. And most of the other decks, kind of loyalty is also mentioned in that, and being able to share and being giving. So let's see. 2 more cards, please. 2 more cards for this divine connection. And I'm so grateful that both the divine masculine and the divine feminine decided to come speak with us today. Show up. Showed up with your energy. We got 3 more cards, so we're not going to be even here. 7 of Air. Plans that need revision. More going on that meets the eye. And there was poor timing. So we absolutely had that yesterday. Like I even said earlier, sometimes we're going to have to go into the lone wolf mode where it's an extended pause moment where you're each kind of walking alone. So this is confirmation of that. 3 of Air, great sadness. Take time to heal. The need to forgive yourself or others. That came through. And then we have the King of Air. Brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence and seek out professional advice. Balance your mental and emotional considerations. So let's just jump in and clarify, okay? Let's jump in and clarify. Okay. Clarify the awakening card, please. Clarify the awakening, where the counterpart needs to look at things from a different perspective. And they're having that temporary standstill. Okay. So the temporary standstill was because the right thing hadn't been done yet. We have that here later on, so we'll see how we progress to that, where the right thing hadn't been done yet, okay? They hadn't fulfilled their obligations, whether that was in 3D or whether that was, the agreement that was made before they got here. So the right thing hadn't been done. Then we have the Page of Swords and the 4 of Pentacles. So the Page of Swords, they're protective, but also it can come across as hiding or kind of being stingy and trying to hide something from others. And and also the 4 of Pentacles, that's also kind of like hiding or being stingy and not giving. So the justice wasn't done because one or both of you guys in this connection have hidden the connection from the real world, from everybody else. Maybe your divine counterpart knows who they are to you, because that does seem to come through all the time, that there's recognition. But as far as 99% of the rest of the world, they don't know who you are. You've kind of hidden that. You've not stand before, and said, this is who I am. I'm part of this connection. I'm no longer wanting to hide it. Okay. So you're not really coming clean. You're not really coming clean. So that's why this awakening card is asking you to see things from a different perspective. That person that's not coming clean and not speaking their truth and living their truth and taking off their mask and showing everyone who they are and who they believe they are and what they believe they're supposed to be doing, that person has had to continue on a path for a while because they needed to become more awakened, or they needed to build their confidence or something. We're going to get more clarification here. 5 of Water, things not turning out the way that you'd hope, not seeing the positive in this situation and crying over spilled milk. So let's see what didn't turn out the way that they had hoped. Okay, so what didn't turn out the way that they had hoped? This is a lost love from childhood. The innocence that was involved. I'm you know, if this is like a twin flame, a divine connection, you know, probably someone ran. Okay, so it became suspended, and this counterpart really wanted it to work out, and it didn't. It didn't work out. Since we have the Six of Cups here, it's greatly possible that this has been a long, protracted journey. If you're, you know, not in your 20s or even early 30s, this may have been going on for quite a long while. So what was the unwise choice? Learn what you can from this situation and review everyone's motives. That's what's coming through with the five of air. Okay, Five of Swords. An unwise choice. So someone chose not to work together, not to come together, to work together in this connection because they thought it was an illusion. They thought it was an illusion. So that's what happened. Two of Fire. You've come into your own new partnerships or contracts, and you're continuing to move forward. And we had that yesterday with the top rose energy, where they had moved to a new life and a new community. Okay, so let's see. Explain the Two of Fire. How this how this person has come into their own, and they're having a new partner or new contracts, and they're continuing to move forward. So what we got here was a bonus card, which depicts the older lady, kind of the grandmotherly figure with her grandchildren and probably her adult child in the background, and we have the Queen of Wands. So they're coming into their own. This is similar to what I said yesterday, because it didn't work out. That person ran, and so they were no longer able to build this legacy with them. And the passion was still there. The passion was still there, and so they'd felt left out, okay? And that they had to go and maybe be with a soulmate for a while. They had to go and be with a soulmate for a while. They really wanted that passion with their divine connection. They really wanted that passion, and they really wanted to leave a legacy. So they've had to go out on their own and find the passion, find or try to create a situation where they were able to be with a soulmate and have some sort of passion or substance to their life, because they couldn't really just sit alone. Okay, and you really, no, your counterpart wouldn't want you just sitting alone, waiting and pining, and you wouldn't want them sitting alone, waiting and pining. Four of Earth, being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, and giving to those less fortunate. Let's clarify the Four of Earth, please. Being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, and giving to those less fortunate. The Chariot comes through, so movement. So being too frivolous or too cautious with money. What I'm understanding here from the Chariot card is there's been conflicting forces coming, or contradicting and conflicting forces. There's been the shadow side and the light side, the dark energy and the light energy. So at one point, the energy on the top row had chosen to go more into their shadow side and their dark energy, but then they've made a decision. They made a decision to jump into their light energy, and that's what's propelled them to start the movement. Okay, movement, not just being more in their light energy, but living in the light, believing in the light, going with the light. What is justice? What is justice? Fair and just decisions, and do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. Clarify the Justice card, please. Okay, we have making the two of Cups. Justice is making that decision to come together, instead of running, instead of believing it was an illusion, to trust in your intuition. To trust in your intuition and go towards them. We may have had similar cards yesterday when the Justice card came out. Make the decision, take that fork in the road on the new path towards their divine counterpart. That's what's justice. I believe that came through yesterday. Let's get clarification for the movement. An important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. So that yesterday, when we had the Chariot come through and they were making movement, we saw on the bottom row that recognition was very important as well. And so that's coming through here. They want to move into public recognition over what they've achieved, that pride that they had felt that we came through yesterday, over making a huge change, moving away from the dark energy, like the devil energy and the lack. They've made that huge change. They've used self-discipline and willpower to overcome that. And they want to move. Yesterday we had the Queen of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles was wanting to move towards the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles showed up as the top energies divine counterpart yesterday, and that's what they were moving towards. And we've got the Knight of Pentacles here. They are still continuing to move towards their divine connection. Release. They have put an end to a phase or a situation, and they are spiritually transforming, and it's time to move on. So what came through for that was that it was time to move on from this negative behavior and these negative traits. Okay, so let's see what came through for when now that they've released this negative trait and situation and started their transformation. They're then able to also come to you not only as the Knight of Pentacles, but as the Knight of Cups with this love offer. They bring you a fresh passion for you in this connection. And they're also going to bring the King of Cups to you. Okay, which is very nurturing, also very motivating, very loving, and it has ended the nightmares, the anxiety, and the grief, and the loss that this person in the top row, their energy has been, and they've been in this phase for a while. They've been in this kind of phase for a while. We did see yesterday that they are no longer in the rock bottom energy, okay? The Ten of Swords. They are no longer in the rock bottom energy. Let's get some clarification for the bottom row. Ego. False sense of entrapment. Being overly focused on material things. Negative or fear-based thoughts. And like I said, that absolutely came through yesterday, even with the cold and lonely and isolated bonus card that's entitled Duet, which has no one on the card, just a snowy image. So, and I had said that they were concentrating on, if they took a leap of faith, what they would lose. This is hilarious. What they would lose, and they needed to stop focusing on what they would lose and be more concentrating on what they would gain. And so that's coming through again here. We're just having a reiteration of everything. To clarify the ego, a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. We have the Eight of Swords, which is self-imposed imprisonment. She has a blindfold on. She's not even attached to these swords. She can walk away. It's loose. She can loosen it up. She can take her blindfold off. She's absolutely free. She just doesn't know it. She is so busy concentrating on what she's going to lose that she is paralyzed in fear, the fear of the unknown. And then we have the Hermit. If it's a number 9, if the Hermit can, the person who's in this energy on the lower level with the ego and the false sense of entrapment, which we got a very obvious confirmation. I love it when this happens. If they could step more into their Hermit energy and see where they were now that they've completed something, see where they were, see where they're going, and see where they feel more balanced and stable, that would be beneficial. Two of Water, a relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness and positive resolutions to an outcome, or of a conflict. Okay, so we had the bonus levers come out for that to clarify the Two of Water. I'm not sure, can you see that? Okay, the bonus levers flew out to clarify the Two of Water, a relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, and positive resolution of a conflict. That came out yesterday on the bottom row as well. So the when the energy on the bottom goes into their hermit mode, that's when they do see the positives of this situation. And that is when they do see that the bonus levers is the goal for them at the end of the path. Two of Earth. Too much going on at once. The need to make a decision and consider a more playful approach. So please clarify the Two of Earth. Please clarify the Two of Earth. Nope. Okay. I thought it was going to fall through. Okay. Too much going all at once. The need to make a decision and consider a more playful approach. So what I'm seeing for the Two of Earth, too much going on at once, the need to make a decision and consider a more playful approach. The thing that concerned the person the most on the bottom row with this Ten of Swords was that they were worried that their person that's on the top row, that either they wouldn't hit rock bottom and then have nowhere to go but up, or that their rock bottom would be unfortunately devastating. I'm just going to put it at that. So they couldn't make the decision for their person up on the top row to say quit a negative behavior or trait or habit or any type of numbing thing. They couldn't make that decision for the person. But what we saw yesterday is that they kind of led by example. And what I'm seeing here is the bottom row. They have the decision that they made was to basically cut communication for a while and to be the lone wolf for a moment of pause, so that their person up there knew that that was a deal breaker. Whatever that behavior that they did that ended up being the thing that prevented even healthy communication, much less a actual reunion in 3D. They knew they couldn't force it. They didn't want to give them an ultimatum. So, what's coming through is what they basically said was, I need you to not be the Ten of Swords anymore. I need that to end, because we cannot have the joy and happiness until that Ten of Swords is over, until the swords are removed, okay, and they get up. That's what needed to happen. It was too much going on at once. It was too much for this energy on the bottom row to be so connected when there was such a rock bottom situation going on up there. That's the moment that they stepped away for a bit. Okay, but that decision that they made, because there was too much going on, also led to the decision of the energy in the top row to stop the negative behavior and go into the Chariot energy and move on from that. So that's what's coming through for the Ten of Earth, Two of Earth, excuse me. The Ten of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles came through. Let's clarify the Sun. Happy outcome, brilliant new ideas, and leading to success. See if any other cards want to come through. Right now we have the Hanged Man, which is awakening, awakening, and kind of seeing from a new perspective and kind of acknowledging, wow, I am in this spiritual connection. So the Sun, and we have kind of the halo sunny kind of around his head for enlightenment. So he's the Sun, to happy outcome, brilliant new ideas, lead to success, and have confidence in yourself. So several things are coming through right now. One of the things that I'm getting with the Sun is, like I said earlier, some of the some of the decisions that the person who's embodying the bottom row's energy, when they made that decision to kind of end communication because they couldn't be involved too much with the Ten of Swords energy. When they made that decision, that is leading to the success that's going to be had with the Sun. When they made the decision to kind of cut off communication, that led to their counterpart having a pause, being suspended in time, seeing things from a different perspective, and it led to their awakening, okay? And within this awakening, they're seeing the progress, they're seeing the progress, they're seeing growth, they're seeing a lot. They've come to a stage where they're seeing what's worked for them, what hasn't worked for them, and they're getting a new perspective, and they are having their awakening moment. They are still having their awakening moment, and that will lead to the Sun, okay? That will lead to the moment in the Sun. Knight of Water, emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, and contemplative. Falling in love, a wedding proposal, the need to balance emotions, an invitation to a social event. Let's see what wants to come through for the clarification, for the Knight of Water. Got the hiccups. Clarify the Knight of Water. Okay, that's flipped. I'm going to flip it back. Clarify the Knight of Water, please. 2 more shuffles, and then I will pull from the top. Any more cards want to come through for the Knight of Water? Okay. Okay, so falling in love or a wedding proposal, the need to balance emotions, and an invitation to a social event. The Seven of Pentacles, what I'm getting to clarify the Knight of Water is this person on the bottom row, their energy, they needed the balance in their life, and this has come through multiple times here with their Pentacles. They may have not been standing on their own 2 feet, or they're overly obsessed with money, or they have no money and they want money, whatever. They needed to balance those emotions. They were too focused, okay, too focused at the time to take that leap of faith with the person that they did fall in love with. They were too focused at that time on their Pentacles. Too focused on their Pentacles. 10 of Earth, a very happy family life, financial security, and finding magic in the little things. Strength has come through. Here we have, again, with the finances. So a very happy family life, financial security, finding the magic in the little things. So that is letting this person know that they don't have to necessarily be so focused on having an entire, just gobs and gobs and gobs of money. If they're just have enough for what they need, okay? And you can find the pleasure, find the magic in the little things in life. It doesn't take an insane amount of money. You don't have to wait until you have millions of dollars, okay, to then go show your true self and be with your counterpart. You don't have to. So we also, this card came through yesterday for the top row, who was leaving the negative traits and the feeling of lack and the numbing. They were leaving all of that behind. We have that now for the counterpart. What I'm seeing right now is that, this is to clarify the Seven of Air. What I'm seeing right now is that they're having to go also into a state of rest, okay, and recover. This has been a lot for both counterparts, but even the mere fact of knowing that this person on the bottom row, knowing that their counterpart has gone through all of that and is finally, is wonderfully now at their stage where they are in recovery and they're resting. Now that gives this person, this energy, the sense that they can rest and relax for a bit too. They've been on edge for so long. They weren't even sure that that this person could do that, that their counterpart could overcome that. It felt so overwhelming, okay? But they are so happy that they are in rest and recovery, and they're now taking a rest to recover their own energy, and they are seeing the progress. The passion is back, and they want to come towards their counterpart, okay? So that's what's to clarify the Seven of Air. Let's clarify the Three of Air. Great sadness, time to heal, and the need to forgive yourself or others. That, to me, that seems to go along with what just came through for the Seven of Air. So let's see what else wants to come out for the Three of Air. Okay. Great sadness, take time to heal, and the need to forgive yourself or others. So what's coming through, what's coming through is both counterparts, but I'm talking right now for the energy for the lower bottom row. They are in this energy right now of being sad that it took getting to rock bottom, or for their counterpart, or they're actually even sad to look themselves in the mirror and say, why am I so obsessed with money that I'm willing to not let my happiness take precedence over money? Okay, I missed this. I missed out on this because it wasn't time and we weren't ready. They do have great sadness over this, but they are going to take that time to heal. They have sadness because of the delay and what all it took to even get here. But that sadness will go away. We also still see that this Four of Wands, this twin flame card, 1111, is right here covering it up. It's not a no-go. It just can't happen right at this moment because you're both recovering, but you can feel a sense of on the right path because you both are recovering and resting right now, and there is progress. Okay, we also have the Five of Swords, which is, we have the pride. So this card to me speaks of pride. So it can speak about other things, but in this situation, it speaks about pride to me. So be proud that those negative things, traits, and behaviors have ended. Be proud that you're now in the Hierophant, in the lower rose energy. You're now in the Hierophant, okay, energy, where you do realize that it's not just me. Okay, sometimes we need to do things, even when we're called to something and we're like, why am I so called to do this? Why am I so called to be with this person? Or why am I so called to do these things that, it's not like the other part of my life, kind of wearing that mask. Well, it's because sometimes the Hierophant comes in to let us know sometimes the things that we need to do that we don't quite understand, they're for more than just us. They're for the community. They're for a whole section or segment of society that needs us to usher this in, this compassion, this unconditional love, this forgiveness. We had it the other day, radical acceptance, okay? Let's get some clarification for the King of Air. Brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence, seek out professional advice, and balance your mental and emotional considerations. So let's get some clarification there. Anything else want to come through for the King of Air? Okay, so the two cards that came through. So what do we need? We need to speak our mind. This person needs to speak their mind with confidence, and they need to balance their mental and emotional considerations. So ultimately, they want to end up with, in the Three of Cups, where it's celebration with community and there's love there. What needs to happen to add some balance is they need to put up some boundaries. They need to put up boundaries. And the boundaries are going to be with not just their counterpart, but with other people as well. But specifically with this counterpart, there will need to be boundaries because there were some negative issues and traits that the upper row was dealing with, and there was a lot of concern yesterday with being triggered, and they wanted to not be triggered, so any type of disconnect you were feeling was because of the boundaries. Okay, so the lower row, bottom row needs to put up boundaries. They also need to respect the boundaries of their counterpart, and that will help put some balance with the with mental and emotional issues and considerations that are going on right now. Let's see. What I'm getting now is the balance, the boundaries that are put up both by both counterparts. That will be the leg up. That will be the leg up for this fated connection. And happy comes through. It doesn't just say happy. It doesn't just say happy. Oh my goodness. So the only problem with really long nails is picking up tarot cards and oracle cards. Happy. So it doesn't just say happy. It says happy. So both the yin and the yang, the feminine and the masculine, will be happy. Okay, both of you guys will end up being happy. Let me pull some oracle cards. We did archetype yesterday, so I'm not going to do that today. I'm taking a look right now. Let me pull. I'm going to pull from this deck. We'll see how this works. I haven't pulled from this deck before for just messages from Spirit. So, any messages from Spirit for this connection? Messages from Spirit for this connection. Oops. Okay. So here are the messages that came through. Okay. We have be your true self, and that came through earlier where someone was wearing a mask. It also came through yesterday where someone was wearing a mask. I'd mentioned not showing your true self to others. Maybe there's something that's completely different in your life that you've kept secret from everybody. It's time to show and be your true self. Stifled, bored, and stuck. Okay, so I'm getting that this message is for the bottom row, the person who is so concerned with their pentacles. They've not had to stand on their own 2 feet. They've not had to be self-sufficient. So what they've become is stifled, bored, and stuck. Your sensuality is beautiful. That's a message from Spirit. A tempting offer has a high price. What I want to say with that is we have temptation, which came through yesterday with the top row, overcoming temptation and probably addiction, or possibly addiction, but some negative trait. And we also had the person in the bottom row yesterday and today coming through as being overly obsessed with their finances. So what I'm getting is that the person on the bottom, they were tempted by the life that the flashy life, or the life where kind of they weren't having to take care of themselves, okay? That someone else was taking care of them. And this message is coming through for that person. That was a very tempting offer, but it had a very high price. And the price was being stifled, bored, and stuck, and not being your true self. Let's get some more messages. Some of my favorite decks are from Angelic Revelation 144. She's from England, and she has a ton of decks. And I have another deck from her on its way, so I cannot wait to get to that. She's a brilliant channeler and reader as well on YouTube, and she's also a wonderful oracle deck creator. She's done an amazing job. I think that she could have an entire second career with just the deck making. And I have dropped one card again, and it's right here just out of my reach. Let's see. Okay, here's the one that fell on the floor. So let me put these together, and then I will read them. They always go beautifully with what's been pulled. Okay. I honor, appreciate, and cherish my life. I see the beauty of all my experiences as opportunities for growth. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. Like I was saying, the top row, they've been dealing with negative behavior and traits and kind of numbing issues and sadness and depression. The bottom row has been obsessed over finances. And so instead of being upset that both counterparts have had something big that they're dealing with, this is a message to honor and appreciate and cherish those aspects. There is beauty in every experience. So that came through yesterday as well, like finding that silver lining. I have the power to change my reality when I consciously change my thinking. I raise my vibration and I focus only on the positive outcomes and manifestations. This is beautiful. I said this yesterday. The bottom row's energy, I believe that they had led by example. I also believe that they had actually started manifesting. I give myself a pat on the back for my strength and courage in challenging situations. Again, this came through today and yesterday with the Pride card. Both counterparts are proud. The upper row, they're proud of what they overcome. They're also proud of their counterpart. The bottom row, they're so proud of their counterpart for overcoming something that they weren't even sure that they could do, that it would be an impossibility. So the pride is overwhelming here. So give yourself a pat on the back. I release all stress to the universe and I trust in the divine plan. I restore inner balance and harmony. I'm mindful of the spiritual reality versus the physical challenges. So that's coming through as well. Just because these two counterparts have had to go through things kind of in a lone wolf stage at some point in time when they're in a pause, they're still together. They're still in this divine connection, and it's still part of the divine plan. I nurture the friendship I have with my divine partner, and I offer support and encouragement with no expectations. We saw it yesterday. I said it again today. Radical acceptance and forgiveness, okay? It's like if you were going to be mad at them for something that they had to overcome, do you literally just look at yourself in the mirror and yell at yourself? And because that's horrible behavior to do to yourself, so don't do it to someone else, right? Radical acceptance, compassion, unconditional love. It's the most beautiful thing. And it's all wrapped up in this divine connection that has had some pretty big, substantial issues to get through. I allow my divine partner to express their love in their own unique way, and I'm accepting of others, and I believe in the goodness of humanity. Boy, do we need that right now, huh? I visualize my dreams and I trust that they will manifest within divine timing. My dreams are held safely within the hands of God. And that's come through multiple times, basically all week. There has been manifestation going on in this. This connection, the collective that's coming, that is coming through as these two counterparts, that collective, they have a very even though they have things that they've had to go through and it's been pretty rough, they've never lost their knowledge of and acknowledgement of who they are to each other, and they've never lost their relationship with God. They may have had moments. This bottom row may have had moments where they've doubted, but they have, because they are so much in their manifesting energy, they've pretty much started getting confirmations and validations almost immediately. The top row, it has taken a little while for them to realize that they are able to manifest what they want. They did sit in a while in a state of shadow and dark energy, okay? But they've come out of that now, and this is where they are right now. They're visualizing their dreams and they're trusting that they will manifest with divine timing. Their dreams are held safely in the hands of God. That's where they're sitting now. So it is perfect that yesterday came through that this person was in rest and recovery, and today this person has finally seen that that person is in rest and recovery, and they can now let down some of the burdens because they're seeing the progress that their counterpart has made, and they can now start their rest and recovery, kind of let go of the anxiety. let go of any anxiety that's come through over this and for this situation. Let me get more messages from Angelic Revelation 144, this sacred healing journey. So let's get some final messages. One more shuffle. Okay. Let me. I'm having to go through and find. Okay. Okay. Let's get some final messages from Spirit, okay? Wellness, well-being, health, diet, nutrition, and exercise. I see that with both counterparts. The first top row, of course, they're really into their well-being and health right now. They're going through something. The bottom row, they're trying to concentrate on their pentacles, but I feel that they're now going to be hearing the call. If their person has moved into a manifestation where they are manifesting this life that they want to have and create, right? They know now that the clock is ticking, right? So whatever they want to do, it needs to get done, okay? Whatever they need to do to take care of themselves needs to get done. And that's what they're going to jump on. Telepathy, telepathic communication. So we still have the confirmation of telepathy with this connection. Eternal flame, divine soul love. This is a divine connection. This is a divine twin flame soul love connection. Warming the heart. True love heals the coldest heart. I love that because especially like in yesterday's reading when we had the top row feeling left out in the cold and we had the bottom row with the cold ice snowy duet card, and I said the passion would thaw that snow and ice. Warming the heart. True love heals the coldest heart. Calm waters. Sun setting on drama. And yesterday the water card came through and I told you that the counterpart that had moved probably to a new life, to have in a new community, probably moved near water. Okay. And that's a good thing that they did, if they did, because calm waters, sun setting on drama. Water is very peaceful and calm, okay? Blossoming, new beginnings, love in bloom. Doesn't mean it's a new relationship or a new person. It's, well, you know what? This person on the top row who's transformed and stopped a negative habit or trait, it's almost going to be like a new person to you, okay? Making an effort, a thoughtful person and caring connection. Both parties are making an effort. Healing abandonment. Rejection is a projection of another person's fear. That came through yesterday when we were talking about healing past life issues, and I believe abandonment may be part of that, okay? Surrender. Spirit will guide your soul. Both parties. I'm seeing that the party in the top row, that counterpart, they have pretty much completely surrendered. The bottom row, this person has surrendered everything except for their pentacles. They're constantly on that pentacles. Shadow side, working through the darkness and the shadows. So that's what happened with the top row. They went into their deep, dark shadow side, and they spent a long time there, okay? But they've come through that now. And they're continuing to work through the issues that were highlighted and illuminated for them when they were at their darkest moments. Okay. Seclusion, escape from the world together. Oh goodness, wouldn't that be lovely? So we see two people surrounded by water. So again, there's the water coming through, and also both parties yearn for this. They yearn to just be secluded together, escape the world together. I love you. Your person is thinking of you right now. This is clouded view, not seeing clearly. And I believe that this is for the person on the bottom row. They are, they're still chasing those pentacles. They're still trying to find their footing. They're still trying to stand on their own. They too know that not standing on their own and feeling stifled and all of that kind of stuff and not showing their true selves, that is also something that they're working through, and they're trying to get there, okay? They're working through that. That is a block. I do want to go back to this card and end on this. I'm going to read it again. I love you. Your person is thinking of you right now. So just know that. Okay. This has been a long reading. I hope it's helped. I know that it seems to be a continuation of yesterday and even the day before. I do believe that that what I'm picking up on is energy from a collective group that tend to have very similar things going on, or at least things going on that can present to themselves in the form of chasing pentacles, or staying in their shadow side, or overcoming any type of addiction or feeling of lack. Okay, so that's what's coming through. If you have had anything that resonated with you, maybe there was a special message in here for you, please hit like, share, and subscribe, and check back tomorrow. If I didn't catch your energy today, I hope your energy comes through. Also, and I've never said this, leave me comments if you would like. I would love to interact with you guys in my comment section or through my email. I would love to hear something that you would like for me to read on, or something, give me some ideas, okay? Have a great day and be blessed.